Hello everybody. Today I'm gonna show you how to build the armature, the wire armature for a lion. We already made the video on how to make the lion in 20 minutes, which is very fast. So you can spend an hour, your kid could spend 1 hour and will get more finished product. So this is the lion armature. So I'm gonna show you how you make it like the same. We're gonna use units to be sure you can do it at home very easy and scale it any size you like. So we use our basic tool. We need a cutting plier. We need the thin aluminum wire, which this is the thin about 1 millimeter, a little smaller sometimes. So we're going to start with a ruler. We are going to measure half a unit for the head and then 1 unit, which we are using inches as a unit for the neck. So this is the head and the neck. Then we are gonna use a half unit for the shoulder blades of the lion, half a unit. Once you make a lot of this, you can eyeball it, because this is just a skeleton. It's going to be covered with clay, so it doesn't need to be very precise. So this is going to be the shoulder blade. So then we have 1 unit for the lion upper leg. Then we need another unit, which is another inch. We need another inch. And then it comes the paw, no? So we are here so far. So now we are going to wrap this to make the claw, right? So this will be it, right? So once you get to this point, you can either use your plier to grab it if it's easier for you, but we are going to slowly wrap the wire up, right? We're going to slowly wrap the wire up, because if you don't do this, the wire won't have any, not the wire, the clay won't have any place to grip. So your piece most likely is gonna fall, and you want your kids not to be frustrated. You want your kids to have fun. That's why this armature is almost like a tracing, like in the coloring books. The kids at the beginning, they don't come up on the drawing. They just trace the black and white images that you see in the coloring books, right? So this is the same, but for sculpting. So after we do this, we are gonna do the other side, the same, half an inch. This side, because you have the other side, you can just follow it. 1 inch for the other it's getting a little short here. 1 inch for the other upper leg. 1 inch for the lower leg. Then we are gonna make the claw. Just wrap it around, and the same. Then we just wrap it up, right? Wrap it up all the way to the neck. Remember, this is the thin wire. It usually come in 1 millimeter or smaller, but it's about 1 millimeter. You find in, Michael's, those guys sell everything with Michael Art Supply. So I'm not paying, I'm just telling you that's where I buy my wire. So this is so far, you see, this is so far the lion is getting there, right? So now we have the body. The body is the longest part in this sculpture, which is about 2 inches, 2 units. And once we get to this, obviously we need to make the back. So we the back leg. So we do half half a unit, then we bend 1 unit. Now put attention, the animals, the front, they flex the leg like almost like us, like the arm, like our arm, but the back leg is opposite, no? Look at your knees, it bends like your knees, okay? So that's the knee, and here is not a unit, here is only 3/4 of a unit, 3/4 of a unit, and then it's a half a unit, because they have the longer claw, the longer what will be the ankle, no? They have the ankle, and once you get there, then you can make the paw, the claw, right? So this is the shape you should be getting, okay? Remember, this is very rough because you are gonna cover it with clay, so you are not making really a sculpture, it's just an armature. So you don't have to be very precise. Though the wrapping, you try to make it tight because you don't want to stick in parts of the wire once you make your sculpture. Okay, so this is basically it. Then we do the other side, we do the other half a unit. I'm not gonna measure it because I can do it by eyeballing it. Then we do this, which is 1 unit. And then we do this with the next one, which is 3/4 of a unit. And then we do the ankle, which is half a unit. And then we just wrap around to make the claw. And the same, either using your plier or use your hand, depend how much grip do you have. I mean, I usually just do it with the hand, but if I have to make a dozen or 2 dozen of these, I mean the plier helps me, because then my finger loses the grip, it gets tired. So we wrap it all the way up, and then we are gonna do the tail. Well, we can be sure we bend this properly, so if it loses the shape, just really quick shape it back. And now we are gonna do the tail, but I want the tail to come from the top, so it follows the line of the back. So actually, not, I guess this side is good. I was gonna put in the other side, but I think this side is good. So now the tail is about 2 inches long. Let's see, this is a little longer actually. The tail must be 2.5 inches long. The lions have a long tail. Let me see. Yeah, 2.5 inches is the length of the tail. And then for the tail, just make it thin, because the lion tails are thin. This usually I don't really wrap. I just make it double like this. So once I get here, you can wrap it to the other side if you use one side, and you can start wrapping the wire for the torso. And finally, once you get to the neck and you get to the head, that's it. This took me exactly 45 inches of wire, 45 inches, but that's just an approximate, okay? This took me 45 inches. Now there's few things here I wanna fix. I'm gonna fix a little bit the wire, but it's pretty much done, right? Now the leg, the tail, sorry, just twist it a little bit. See, and now we can really give it the shape of the lion, right? So this is it, no? This is it, basically. You see? You can see, you can then start adding the tail folds like this. You can start adding the clay, right? The clay. But that's it. This is basically how you make a lion armature. Okay? And now I got this product. I got this Air-Dry Clay from Crayola. I never used it before, but I wanted to try with them for you to have a final product, no? Because these are nice, and now it's cold in the winter and they still hard, but it's always nicer if you have a final product, because it's more rewarding for your kids. They really could play with them and also like paint them. So I'm gonna try now this new product I never used. It's called Air-Dry Clay. I open it and seems kind of similar in texture. Seems similar in texture of the clay I use, except that now it's winter. This is so hard to pinch. So now I have this, which is a lot softer. So I'm gonna practice with it. So the same, no? To start making a piece, you wanna grab a small bunches, and it's always the best start on the unions, right? You wanna, after you position your shape, your wire on the shape you want, the best is always to cover the shoulder and the hips so they don't move, no? You want it not to move. And once you do that, you can start adding the clay. Actually, I really like this clay. It's very soft. It's very soft. I was unsure if it was gonna stick, because I don't like too much carving. I like to work in small batches and build the piece, then carve the piece, right? That's basically my sculpting style. I prefer to build than to carve. So here you are seeing the leg. The leg is getting there. This is a lot softer than I thought. So I'm starting to see I have to put this even in smaller batches. Or make a sculpture a little bigger is what I'm realizing. So this definitely is working. This definitely is working. Start making the neck. Start making the neck. Start making the back leg. So I really like this clay. Actually, I really like it's very soft, but I think you really need to put not too much when you do the legs. You need to put a little less clay. And the same, this is very rough shape. I try to do them really fast, so these videos are not too long. But you could spend a lot more time and do a lot more detail, no? Yeah, small but pieces, pinch it, wrap it, and stretch it, no? The tail had to be thin, so I have to stretch this. It's getting there. Yeah, and this is soft. This clay, I guess, it doesn't matter if it's cold, it's soft. I wonder if it's when it's hot, it's softer, but I doubt it because apparently I read this is made of natural earth, so it's really earth. So it's natural clay. So now let's do the face. Okay, let's narrow this. I put too much on these legs. Let me take some, because I will never be able to shape that. You see, the armature is basically lost under all this. So it doesn't matter if it was a little uneven. And at the moment, it really doesn't look like a lion. I can tell you, these legs are so thick. So let's make them thinner. Let's try to make the paws stronger. It definitely is a little different than the. It's different than the clay. You need to. It sticks, but to make something thinner, you need a lot more work. No? You have to do a lot more slower. Very good, very good. This is looking good. You see, the body start getting shape, and we haven't even put the mane. Once you start putting the characteristics of the animal, you know, the paws always do it at the end because they get smooshed too much. That is very good to do it at the end. So don't worry if they are getting a little weird. Smoosh. Let's take that out. Let's see. So I can make this narrower. Is my lion is getting shape? See? Very good, very good. We need a wider body. And try to look at pictures. The best way to do sculpture is to download on your phone or your computer 10, 15 pictures in different positions, and then it's your creativity, no? Then you put your creativity to the challenge to try to imitate what you see. So let's start making the head. Interesting material. I really like it. The chest have to be a lot stronger. The lions have a very strong chest. They are very powerful cats. they are very, very strong. If you look at videos, they are very, very strong. So remember, pinch really well the clay to be sure it sticks to the layer below. And I forgot my clay tool. I'm not sure where it is, so I guess my only tool is gonna be my fingers. But it's good to have little sticks. This is not final, but I'm gonna put in the ears. So the now it looks like a cat. The head is too narrow. So, but that gives me the idea how much more clay do I need to put, right? So start making the mane. And look at photos. The cats have a like a stray face, like it goes like a line. The profile of a cat all the way to the head. It's not like a dog. The dog has a shape like this, and the cats have more like a stray face. No, it's a whole line. Very interesting. So build the mane. Don't forget to build your mane. The mane also comes in the front. Very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. Okay. Let's make these back muscles stronger. And now the other side. The other side is strong already. Interesting. Very interesting material. Okay, I have a pencil, let's use. So this is basically the shape of the lion, no? You have to divide the muscles. Now I know where I can start shaping, right? Now, I don't have here, but apparently this clay, you could smooth it with water. Just dip your finger in a water bottle and you can smooth it. Tap it really well to be sure. It sticks. Now it's getting the shape. It's getting the shape of a lion. Fill up the bottom really well. It was a little hollow. Tap it really well so it sticks, and it's also helpful if you draw your lines from the bottom to be sure you are not putting more clay than you need. No, just divide the muscles, divide the legs from the upper body, so your piece gets more shape. No. So this is it. So basically, if your kids practice doing these sculptures, eventually they will come up with their own ideas, because they are putting in practice their motor skills, their creative skills, their visual skills. So basically, sculpting is one of the best things your kids can do. And to motivate them, you could sit with them and do one your own, right? Do one your own, and doesn't matter if you are not an artist. I mean, once you get the trace, you just follow it. You don't have to come up with it. You just follow the train, right? The trace of the armature, and then you start getting your piece. So I'm gonna work a little more on this and let it to dry. Apparently it takes like 2 days. And it's a good product. It's a very good product. I'm gonna see how it dries, and in another video I guess I could tell you what was the result. I'm not paid by Crayola. I wanna use this product because it was cheap, and I got another which is called Model Magic, which I'm gonna try after to make a dinosaur. I'm gonna make a brontosaur with this. I'm gonna see which one is better because I'm trying to test which is the better product for what I wanna do. But remember, all you need is a pencil to help you carve your piece, right? You can make the eyes. You can either pinch the eyes or you can make a ball, and then once you know where it is, start working on your piece. Now you can make two little balls. The nose, no? You can put the nose. You can draw a little bit a line for the for the mouth. Remember, do the feet at the last because they come off. So I recommend you do them at the last. And I guess the main now is pretty advanced. Now we need to just put more clay to make the mane a lot bigger. And in the front, no, the lions have a lot of mane on the front. And just try to stroke it. Try to find how to make textures with your own fingers, how to apply. No, just stroke it and smoosh it down. Be sure it's attached to the top. And this is it. This is a lion made with this drying clay, self-drying clay. Which is very rewarding, right, for the kids. You see, and basically the armature lets you hold the shape. You could not hold this shape unless you have the wire holding the shape. You see, so this really helps the kids. And I don't have my clay tools, but if you have your clay tools, well, you could start making some texture of the mane, no? Again, try to separate a little more the leg so you really see the elbow, because we are already in like final phases, so you can put a little more detail. The leg, separate the leg. Separate the other leg. And right here, no, the elbow was lost, so you see, now Now I go the elbow back. Very quick, very quick. You could slip this on a ziplock and keep working on it. So if you guys want to give a lot more detail, just put it inside a plastic bag. Put 3 drops of water in the bag so there's a little more moisture and it does not dry. Don't put more than 3 drops every time you store your piece, and it will be ready to work for next day. So slowly, this is a project for the winter. Slowly you can make a whole zoo, right? You could make a whole zoo. This is the lion, and I still want to work more on it, so I'm gonna stop this video now. I'm gonna go get my clay tools and I will show you the final product another time.